Have you ever noticed that Mario Kart World doesn't tell you anything about the game? It doesn't give you any goals or tell you if there is anything that can be unlocked. I've had this problem too, and I think a lot of disappointment can be alleviated if you know these certain things about the game. This is a guide for noobs and experts alike, as this game certainly took me by surprise. I really recommend watching the entire video because whether you are an MK expert or a noob, you will find something out that you didn't know before. I'll go through the controls first, then racing tips, and then tips for individual game modes that are vital to know, so stick around until the end. Let's begin. Number 1. Read the manual. There are new features in this game that are not obvious, and there is no attempt to explain them to you in-game. I will mention some of the helpful things that are in the manual in the following tips, but it's still worth reading for yourself. You can find the manual in the main menu at the bottom of the screen. Number 2. There is a charge boost that is new to Mario Kart. This is basically doing a slide boost but on a straight. This isn't super useful, but at least it gives you something to do on the many long boring straights. Simply hold R while you are facing straight forwards, your wheels will hug the ground, and then when you let go of R you will perform a boost. You can have 3 levels of boost if you hold the button long enough. The time it takes to increase the boost is longer than a slide boost, and it's not particularly a big boost, but it's worth using. Number 3. Grinding. You will probably have noticed that you can grind on rails in normal play, but here are some tips. To grind, you just simply have to touch a grind rail, but you do need to go up one that is raising from the ground, or land on top of it. You can't jump on a rail from beside it. If there are other rails to your side, you can hop to them by pressing the stick towards them and tapping R. I would, however, not recommend using the rails if you are trying to win a difficult race. I can't be sure as of yet, but I don't think any of them are a quicker route than racing normally. Number 4. Wall riding. Similar to grinding, but you do it against a wall and for a much more limited time due to gravity pulling you back off it. To do this, you need to come at the wall at an angle and jump at it with R, or let go of a charge boost next to it. Again, this seems to be a useless mechanic due to cornering legitimately being a much more efficient option. I never attempted to do it in my races due to never being prepared for a corner because I never memorised any tracks, more on that later, and secondly, never seeing it as a legitimate shortcut opportunity. This can, however, be useful in the free roam mode to find certain areas or even hidden question mark tiles on the wall, although this is still very rare. Number 5. There are control settings that you can only access by pressing X during the pause menu within gameplay or on the character select screen. Strangely, there are no settings present in the main menu. Accessing the control settings are vital for the following reasons. Number 6. Auto steering. Auto steering is turned on by default without telling you. The biggest problem with this is that it has been hiding a third boost level from you. If you turn it off when you are doing a charge boost or a slide boost, you can hold it a little longer for a third level of charge and more power in your slides. You can hold it a little longer for a third level of charge and more power in your boost. You can remove auto steering from the control settings described before. Number 7. Turn on auto accelerate. This setting is useful for races. I found my thumb starting to ache a bit during long runs because I was constantly holding the A button to accelerate. There is just never a reason to let go. I've never had this problem with any other game, but I don't know if it's just me or the Switch 2 Joy-Con. But it's really nice to not have to hold a button continuously for hours. I would recommend turning it back off in the free roam mode, as you do have instances where you want to stop to look around. You can change it quickly in the control settings. Number 8. Use the rewind function. This is actually a great new feature, and I didn't use it for a while because I forgot it existed, but you should get used to using it right away. If you hold down on the D-pad, you can rewind your car back to a previous position. I haven't fully tested how far back you can go, but it looks like it has an impressive amount of memory because I have never been stopped during a long rewind. This can be good for correcting little mistakes in races, but you really should use it rarely because the other cars continue as normal and don't rewind with you. In free roam mode, it is a godsend, allowing you to retry difficult jumps when you are exploring so you don't have to drive back to the part where you missed the jump. Some of the tracks go really high and will punish you if you fall down, so rewinding takes all the punishment away. And a bonus tip I have just learned at the time of writing, you can even use the rewind to dodge an incoming blue shell for free. Well worth keeping in mind. Number 9. Press R on every jump or bump. If you are going over a ramp, tap R to jump at the apex each time for a little speed boost. This even works when you are exiting a grind rail. You can do this trick on multiple types of bumps, even off waves in the water. Number 10. You can bring up the map in free roam mode by pressing the Y button. I didn't find this out for ages because I tested the buttons in another mode where the Y button is disabled. Even though the map is pretty useless for marking down your progress, you can use it for fast travel to another course. Before I found this out, I had to quit out of free roam mode and start it again on a different track. Number 11. Use the X button to look behind you and locate an incoming missile or power-up cart. This allows you to move out of the way if something is coming up behind you that doesn't home in on you. Just make sure you remember that the controls will now be reversed when you look back, so pressing left will move you to the right and vice versa. That's your lot for controls. This next section is dedicated to racing tips. Number 12. If you get the super horn weapon when you are near the front and you think you might make it into first place, keep hold of it. It's the only viable weapon you can use to destroy a blue shell, and not only can it save you from losing a race, it is incredibly satisfying to pull off. There are other items that work too, like Invincibility Star, Ghost, Mega Mushroom and Bullet Bill, but you can only get access to them when you are far behind, so you will really need to use these items to catch up. Number 13. If you get a feather, just get rid of it straight away. I couldn't find any use for this other than jumping over a shell, but the timing is so difficult you may as well not bother. Save the empty slot for something useful, i.e. anything that isn't a feather. Number 14. If you get an item like a banana, green shell or bob-omb, keep hold of them, don't use them. They are pretty much useless as a weapon as you have barely any chance of hitting anyone, but they are fantastic for blocking incoming red shells. The great thing about Mario Kart World is that you don't even have to do anything to hold them behind you. The computer automatically holds them and they will block any red shells without you having to use any skills. It's worth letting them go just before you pick up another item though, in case you get something better. Number 15. Don't even try to use shortcuts. Due to tracks hardly ever looping, so you barely see the same section of track, it's impossible to learn shortcuts unless you really study hard in the time trial section. There are multiple routes to take and they all look like cool shortcuts, but the majority of the time they will slow you down. Even taking the opportunity to use a grind rail usually wastes your time. The number of times I thought I was being really clever by noticing a part of the track that is hidden away and convinced it was a shortcut, only to allow other carts to overtake me, made me realise that it's not even worth trying. Due to the massive design of the tracks and the way they link to the other tracks, some places that look like shortcuts are blocked off and are only usable in the free roam mode. Just make sure your path is as straight as possible and hug the corners like a normal racer. This is by far the most efficient option. This is unfortunate since using different routes is more fun and your ingenuity should be rewarded. Number 16. Don't prioritise your boosts. Slide boosts and charge boosts barely make any difference in overtaking another racer, so don't wait any longer to try to get that extra level of boost that it would take away from your optimal driving. The tight corners should come first. Boosts are only a bonus. The charge boost is particularly dangerous because if you don't use it before a corner appears, you can end up jumping into a corner and losing your opportunity to jump slide. You can really do the whole game without using the charge boost, but I would save them just for something to do on the long, boring straights. Number 17. Don't go out of the way to get coins. The speed increase that you get for collecting 20 coins is around 5%. By the time you get 20 coins, you will be near the end of the race, so the benefit of the 5% speed boost is negligible. In the rally races, you seem to get 20 coins pretty easily and can hold on to them for the entire race, so again, it's not worth going out of your way to collect coins. Still, collect coins if they are in your path and require minimum movement, but concentrate on tighter corners rather than wide corners to collect the coins. Okay, so they were the racing tips. Now for the most important section, how the game works. This is a different game to other Mario Kart, and these tips will help you understand the game. Number 18. You don't have to do the 50cc races in Grand Prix. I wish I knew this from the beginning. I usually try to complete the tracks in order so I can get the gold cup in every difficulty on all the other Mario Karts. This isn't too bad as they are usually half as many tracks and it's a chance to learn the layout of the tracks for the faster difficulties. In this game you don't really get the benefit of learning the tracks because every playthrough is like a fresh playthrough, as it's impossible to memorise any of the 32 long and unlooping tracks. So my first playthrough of 50cc was a real chore. It was so boring that I almost gave up on the game. Hours wasted for no reason. I then skipped 100cc and went for 150cc. I was easily getting golds in the 150cc and noticed when I did so, the gold cup for 100cc was also unlocked. So in reality you can just do the 150cc cups from the beginning and retroactively unlock the other gold cups for the lower difficulties. Obviously newer players will find the 150cc cups hard, so we'll need to practice on the lower difficulties, and that's fine. It's just useful to know for more experienced players that you don't need to do the lower difficulties to 100% the game. I would definitely recommend starting at 150cc for experienced players. Number 19. Don't bother learning the tracks in time trial mode. I used to do this in Mario Kart games to perfect my strategies and be able to beat the game on 150cc when the games were actually quite hard. This game really doesn't need you to memorise the tracks or learn how to deal with them. For starters, they are so wide that you barely ever fall off, so you are never in danger. The other reason is that memorising the tracks will be one hell of a daunting task due to the number of tracks, the size of the tracks, and most of them not even looping. So one track is like learning 3 tracks because every checkpoint is different. Add the fact that the Knockout Tour rally tracks don't count as proper tracks, so these can't be practiced in time trial anyway. Time trials should only be for the most dedicated of players that want to go for the world records. Even then the game doesn't give you your position in the world rankings. Learning the tracks to get an advantage in the multiplayer is also not advised, as being first for the entirety of a race is not fun at all. You don't get any items and you don't have fun fighting the other players. This game is meant to be fun. Don't take the fun out of it by taking it too seriously. Number 20. You might have noticed that when you view your gold cup icon in the GP races that there are stars next to it. They signify how convincingly you won the gold. To get the maximum of 3 stars, you need to ensure that you come first in all 4 tracks. The Knockout Tour rally tracks are even harder as you need to be first in all 6 tracks. This isn't a new feature, and I used to unlock the 3 stars on older Mario Kart games, but this sounds like too much of a chore in this game due to the unforgiving nature of the rally tracks, making the challenge highly luck dependent. Number 21. You can access the free roam mode in 3 ways. In the main menu, your character will be driving around in the background in the last area that you played on any mode. Simply press the plus button to take over the background driver. Also in the main menu, there is a little thumbnail at the bottom where you can access the map and then choose an area to explore in free roam mode. You are also put in free roam mode when you are waiting for the next match in multiplayer mode, so it gives you something to do. Number 22. Drive into binoculars in free range mode to get a better view of your surroundings. This is useful for finding P switches, peach coins and question mark blocks that you can't see from your position. Number 23. Knockout Tour Rally tracks are different from the Grand Prix tracks as they are made up of the connecting roads to the main tracks seen in the free roam mode. This means they are a little bit more barren and straight and they can't be practiced in time trial mode. Number 24. In multiplayer mode, the choice of tracks that are available to use correlate with the area that you are residing in the free roam mode. If you notice that you are only getting the same 4 tracks to choose, move to another area in the game. If there isn't enough time to do it while you are waiting in the lobby, you will need to quit out and change your area with the map in the main menu. Number 25. There is a goal. This is the most important tip of the game due to the lack of obvious unlocks other than to gain useless stickers for everything you do. The free roam mode seems completely pointless to the point where it feels like you are just playing for the sake of playing, with no goal. This feeling is further enhanced by the lack of quest markers on the map or any information about how many of the collectibles are in each area, except inexplicably they just mention the number of question mark tiles collected in each location, but nothing else. The main goal, as far as I can tell, is to unlock mirror mode in the Grand Prix races. Of course, the game doesn't tell you how to do it, and not even a clue that it exists, but if you beat a certain number of hidden checkboxes, you can unlock it. Here is what you need to do. Complete all 150cc Grand Prix Cups with any ranking. Complete all 150cc Knockout Tour rallies with any ranking. Complete 40 P-Switch missions in free roam, collect 10 Peach medallions in free roam, clear the special cup. I don't think there is any reward for beating all the mirror mode tracks, but I think it's worth doing as it gives you some kind of purpose for the free roam mode. It definitely gave me a reason to keep playing the game, and I just wish I knew that from the beginning. So that's it. Thanks for sticking around to the end, and I hope you learned something useful. If you could hit me with a like and subscribe as a thank you, that would be most appreciated, and please share the video to a friend that has the game as it will help them and myself alike. This is a brand new channel that I have been meaning to do to talk about my vast knowledge of video games, so early support would really help this channel grow. I have another channel that I've been doing for years where I upload full completions of games from all systems and eras without any commentary, so please go over to it to check it out. The link is in the description. Thanks again for watching, and hopefully you will enjoy Mario Kart that little bit more. Keep it cool.